Good morning, everyone. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com with your morning market outlook for Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are tilting to the upside, being led higher by the Nasdaq, fairly quiet in the Dow and the S&P 500. Commodities look mixed, but I look on my phone and crude oil is trading up a quarter. So crude oil is trading right around unchanged while we've got gold and silver continuing to move higher on Tuesday morning. Yesterday, we had a nice big pop in crude oil, gasoline, and natural gas, all three of them back on buy signals as of Monday's close. We had Canadian energy stocks up 3.69%, not enough to give us a buy signal in the ETF, unlike the U.S. market, which was up 4.66% and back on a buy signal. Now, the metals continue to move higher on Monday. We've got gold up, silver up, and then all the mining stocks also continue to move higher on Monday. Now, bond prices came down yesterday. That means bond yields moved up. And then if you look at the bond ETFs, the TLT was down. The XBB gapped lower yesterday, making a new low for this move. Emerging market and junk bonds still holding up at the present time. Looking at the major index ETFs and looking at the iShares for the TSX 60, we still haven't broken out above last week's high. We are trying to get to 54.69. Unlike the Vanguard Canada ETF, which is based on the composite, we have moved up above last week's high, heading towards $75. Now, in the U.S. market, we're still looking to see if we can make higher highs here. Those bearish reversal days are still holding the market in check. So there's the Vanguard Total Market ETF, the Dow, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, all waiting to break out above last week's high. Looking at U.S. bank stocks, they ran up to our next price target and then have pulled back, but we have no major breakdown just yet. Looking at the Canadian financials and Canadian banks, they all peaked about a month ago. And if you look at the bank ETF here, we're still holding $75. We'll be watching to see if that holds or not. Looking at semiconductors, they had a bearish reversal day yesterday. And remember, the pros still have not taken control of this sector. Now, individual stocks, we've seen the pros take control, but for the most part, and there's Intel, for example, the pros have not taken control just yet. Advanced Micro Devices back on a sell signal as of yesterday's close, and you can see the pros did not take control. So when you get a buy signal and the pros have not followed you into that stock over the next couple of days, then you should expect the trade to probably fade away. Now, the opposite is also true, and we'll take a look at that in a couple of minutes. Now, NVIDIA did run up to our next price target. I think it got up to 224.76 before reversing, so almost hit the 225 level. And yesterday was a nice big reversal day for NVIDIA. And you can see the pros have taken control, but they're not that enthusiastic about the stock at this time. Looking at the VIX of the Fear Index, here we are. We're still on a sell signal for the S&P, for the Nasdaq, and for the Russell 2000. They were up yesterday, but certainly no change in trend. Next up, let's take a look at the TSX Most Actives, and we do have three new signals here. We've got three buy signals in energy-related stocks. So we saw crude oil and gasoline, natural gas all come back yesterday, and so did these stocks. So there's Whitecap back on a buy signal. So 4 days ago, we got a sell signal. During that time, during that 4-day period, the pros did not give up control. The opposite is true when we get a sell signal. If the pros don't give up control, that sell signal will probably fade away. And then earlier we looked at the fact that if you get a buy signal and the pros don't take control over the next few days, that buy signal will probably fade away. Now, you and I can move in and out of a stock very quickly. The pros, if they're going to accumulate a big position or sell a big position, they don't usually do it all at once. They don't want to spook the market and let other players see all their cards at once. It does take a little time for the pros to take control and give up control. Now, there's Canadian Natural Resources. Again, we're on a sell signal coming into yesterday's trading action. The pros have not given up control during that period, and that is also true for Cenovus. Now, Cenovus, the pros almost gave up control, but in fact, they never did. So here we are looking for higher prices in the energy sector. Looking at the New York Most Actives, and no trend changes here. We've got the SpaceX up at the top of the list. We don't have a lot of data here to work with, but you can see the early warning signal there. Things turned all blue And now we've got the pros taking control of SpaceX. There is some interest in it, and I guess they want to take it back up and just see how far it can run at this time. Taking a look at software stocks, they've been in the doghouse for a long time. Then things started to change in April, and here we are. We recently made a higher low, and now we'll look to see if we can make a higher high. And we had Palantir make a new high yesterday, and Path also made a new high on Monday. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like we're going to have a fairly quiet open. No major economic numbers coming out in the pre-market this morning. We do get some housing numbers later in the morning. The market is waiting for the inflation numbers coming out later in the week. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Wednesday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.